Hi, and welcome to Wednesday's show. A beautiful day in the neighborhood, as was expected, and as we've hoped for. We've got still more in the 7-day fall officially arriving this weekend on the calendar, but it's going to be above fall temperatures for the next several days. Till about this time next week, we're going to be above the 80-degree mark, and actually for your weekend right now, most recent estimates and data has us pushing 90 by Sunday or on Sunday, and the upper 80s on Saturday. Now, I don't think we're going to hit 90. We might Sunday. 88, 89. That's pretty close. You know how that tends to work out sometimes. More on your weather in just a few moments. A host of headlines tonight and some high-profile case updates to get to, and a number of other reports to try to squeeze in. The number of school threats has grown again and continues to just be staggering. We'll have that in just a few seconds. From the governor's desk, though, an executive order was officially signed by Governor Beshear, saying that the use of conversion therapy on Kentucky minors, according to the AP, is not going to take place on his watch, calling his executive order a necessary step to protect children from a widely discredited practice that tries to change a person's sexual orientation or gender identity through counseling. The governor used an executive order after efforts to put a law into effect banning the practice failed more than once in the state's Republican-dominated legislature. The governor signed the executive order during a state house ceremony attended by activists for LGBTQ rights. He said, quote, "Let's be clear, conversion therapy has no basis in medicine or science, and it has been shown to increase rates of suicide and depression. And this is about doing what is right for and protecting our children. Hate is not who we are as Kentuckians." The executive order signed by the governor bans the practice and makes it illegal to use state or federal funds to provide the therapy to minors or on minors. It also gives the state's Board of Licensure the authority to take action against anyone who has practiced conversion therapy on minors, and gives the board authority to bring disciplinary action against anyone found in violation of that order. The governor says that therapy such as this has been discredited. It is opposed strongly by the American Medical Association, the American Psychiatric Association, citing a number of research data and otherwise, and at least 23 states and the District of Columbia currently prohibit the use of conversion therapy. Two high-profile cases have updates tonight. That in the case of a man who has now pled guilty to killing 3 people in Johnson County in 2022, and Dr. Mike McKinney, the dentist, who, of course, who is indicted with 8 counts of attempting to conceal the alleged murder committed of Amber Spradlin by his son, says authorities, has a new notice from the Kentucky Board of Dentistry. I was there on September the 9th of 2022 in Paintsville in the downtown area just shortly after the shooting actually took place. I brought back video for the show that night of helicopters circling above in an effort to try to find the suspect, a ground search as well. That did result in authorities finding him. The suspect identified soon thereafter as this man, 23-year-old Ronnie R. Pack. He was taken to the hospital nearby for injuries sustained and then later released, and has since been lodged in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center, facing 3 counts of murder and at least 1 or several counts of wanton endangerment. He has now pled guilty to the murders in the case. That is the murder of Paula Wells and Richard Mormon and his wife, that being Pack's wife, Myrtle Dorton Pack. The 2 females were believed to have been shot to death. Multiple gun casings, shell casings were found in the residence. Richard Mormon, was said to have been killed by a knife or a slit throat, according to evidence presented during the trial. Pack possibly could be sentenced to life in prison per the recommendation of the Johnson County Commonwealth's Attorney's Office, and will find out his fate during formal sentencing in late October on the 28th. In the case of dentist Dr. Mike McKinney, who is still free on a $250,000 bond but has been confined to his residence with the exception of being allowed to go to work for a number of hours each day in his office, however, not as a dentist, as his, of course, dental license was temporarily suspended by the Kentucky Board of Dentistry, who has since responded and at least temporarily recanted. After being indicted shortly thereafter, The Board of Dentistry elected to suspend his license, at least temporarily. Now, according to a statement released by the board just earlier today, it says the Law Enforcement Committee, in consideration of the fact that Dr. McKinney has been released on bail by the court, has pled not guilty to all pending charges, and further has been permitted by the court to return to work with the provision that he is home each day by 5 p.m., does hereby dismiss the immediate temporary suspension previously entered consistent with the court's order and other conditions in the criminal case against Dr. McKinney, allowing him to return to work and practice dentistry until 5 o'clock each day, or until another development in the case or a change in that consideration.
And we're back at exit 49. I don't know if you can see right over there in that tree. Look here, show these 3 here.
This video, as we go on, appears to be the discovery of, definitely, we believe, as we are confirming at this hour, a body found near exit 79 on I-75, where, of course, the intensive and extensive manhunt has been going on now for 12 days, almost 2 weeks. This was a group who was scouting the area and stumbled upon, after following vultures in the area, on a body which is still yet to be confirmed. And I'm still confirming the validity and credibility of this video, and I plan on revisiting this right before your weather forecast in just a few moments, as it does look as though there's a high probability that the I-75 shooter's body has been found. I'll have that in an update from the state police in just a second. For whatever reason, if your working days are over, don't do anything before you meet Grover. Social Security, disability, SSI, work injuries, wear and tear, and hearing loss. 888-9-GROVER. Thanks to you, Fraser's Prater Drug has been voted #1 in customer satisfaction with Good Neighbor Pharmacies for the 7th year in a row. With curbside pickup for all of your prescription, allergy, or even multivitamin needs. Or come in and pull up a stool while you shop, or just visit downtown and treat yourself to something extra tasty or sweet. Where locally owned means a more personal, reliable, and friendly pharmacy. Fraser's Prater Drug.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in small town values.
And mom and dad and the things they handed down.
I believe some of the best people in the world are farmers.
I believe in insurance that protects families, homes, and cars.
I believe in always finding a way to do what you love.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
Whether you've got a new ride and you want it to stand out in the crowd, or you want your current ride to look and feel like a new one, no one does lifts, wheels, and tires better than Conley's. Stop in now for spring tire specials, free quotes, and 0% financing, or log on to conleytire.net.
Johnson Central High School stands alone in providing the most college and career programs of study in one building throughout the entire state of Kentucky. This includes pathways in everything from the medical field to engineering, telemedia, welding, agriculture, and even aviation. And that's just to name a few of the 32 different choices. Work has also been started on a brand new state-of-the-art high school. So now is the time for your child to experience the power of opportunities in Johnson County schools.
There are several risk factors that may put a patient at risk for heart disease.
Especially people who have diabetes or hypertension or high cholesterol and have a family history of heart disease.
Neglecting to see a cardiologist can put you in trouble. You may develop problems that may not be reversible.
We see many people who do not have an actual diagnosis of a heart problem, but may be at risk of heart disease, and we do whatever we can to help mitigate that risk to help prevent disease in the future. ARH, more for Appalachia.
Summer is wrapping up, and that means back to school, football games, fall, and all the wonderful things that go with it. And the seasonal shop has got a large selection of McGoffin and UK merchandise ready to go. Beautiful jewelry and accessories to complement all of your outfits. And for the teachers, a full line of spa and pampering products that are perfect to help relieve a little stress after some long days. Fragrance lines to help maybe any classroom or dorm room feel more like home. And as always, a beautiful selection of home decor. If you haven't been in lately, very lately, stop in and get a preview of some of their fall and Christmas colors and styles. And remember, local delivery and layaway at the seasonal shop. started off keeping tabs on the number of schools and the frequency, and to be honest, I thought it was starting to kind of wane and the reports were about to stop coming in of the like. That is not the case. As more school threats and arrests, young people facing serious charges for making serious threats. First, we'll go back to just Monday of this week when the Floyd County School District with the Prestonsburg PD says they were looking into an incident at the Adams Middle School involving a juvenile student who was charged with terroristic threatening in the second degree. The investigation determined that the juvenile had made threatening statements to other students during the school day, indicating an intent to bring a firearm to school the following day. And based on that information, the juvenile was taken into custody by the police, and they determined that at no time was a firearm discovered on school property. Then we advance to today from Floyd County Schools. Today, the school district with Prestonsburg Police addressed an incident at Prestonsburg Elementary involving a juvenile who is being charged with terroristic threatening in the second degree. After this investigation, that juvenile, they believe, had made implicit threatening statements to other students during the school day, and based on that, the juvenile was charged by police. At no time was a firearm discovered on school property per this investigation, and no students or staff were in any imminent danger during this incident. This has been a similar situation with most of these threats. No real threat or credible, but a threat made nonetheless, and that just cannot stand, and no weapons were found. However, let's go to Montgomery County Schools. Just today, students and staff were alerted to a situation yesterday evening around 7 o'clock. The administration was notified that a few students reported that a McNabb student had possibly brought a handgun to school yesterday. And per investigation, throughout the night and this morning, they interviewed several people. And while the investigation is ongoing, they say that multiple students now report that a student showed them a loaded handgun at school yesterday. There were no current threats towards students or staff, and the student reported to have had the weapon was not at school today and, of course, is being part of the ongoing investigation. And then we turn to Harlan County Public Schools, where a student at the high school there has been arrested and charged with second-degree terroristic threatening. After an in-depth investigation into a series of threats shared to social media this week, implying the post targeted Harlan County high school students. The student was taken into custody by the Harlan County School Resource Department officers at the school earlier today and taken to juvenile detention in Breathitt County. There's a long list of other schools, of course, all prior to this. In all cases, all schools and staff are urging everyone to please sit down with your kids and make them understand the seriousness of just even what appears to be a minor threat. And certainly now in this time and age, and given the current climate, all are being taken very seriously, and all that are deemed credible are resulting in felonies against some students as young as 12. Up next, your McGoffin Farm Bureau calendar. Commodities tomorrow at the McGoffin County Senior Citizens Center. They hope that you can stop by, help support them. If you've got a little time and an extra set of hands, stop by and volunteer a little bit, help them get those boxes ready in the morning, and stick around throughout the distribution if you can. And they're also, by the way, their exercise bike, which gets a lot of use along with their other equipment in their gym that they have set up. It's gone its last mile. They're looking for a nice, solid, stable exercise bike that might be donated to the McGoffin County Senior Citizen Center. This is coming up in October. I ran this a couple of times, at least once or twice, and had the wrong date, so I'm going to run it one more time. October the 19th, the Sagersville Church of Christ is putting together a chili dinner for all of our first responders, so I'll remind you when October rolls around. Please register, ladies, if you're planning on attending this year's Pink Ribbon Luncheon. Fabric of Hope, the theme this year. It's Thursday, October the 24th at noon at the Extension Service. It's a free lunch, educational information, free gifts for everyone attending, drawings for door prizes, and it's a wonderful time for ladies who have dealt with cancer in any form or fashion to come together and live and learn and maybe laugh and love together. They need you to register, though, by calling 349-3216. Water Into Wine Food Pantry has had their regular distribution today, but their senior commodity day is tomorrow, 8 until 10, over at the Food Pantry on Route 30. Call me if you have any calendar announcements you want on the show. Birthdays and anniversaries, of course, we love those too, so get them to me any way You can. Any way on your screen. Anyway. And remember, they're always free. Services start tomorrow afternoon at 2. Visitation continues until 9 tonight at the McGoffin County Funeral Home for Scotty B. Patrick, 89, of Dublin, Ohio, formerly of Sagersville, whose heart has always been here. Survived by his family, friends, his bank family, his community family, and everyone else who have grown to love and admire everything he's done for us, and certainly our nonprofits and our kids. Scotty will be laid to rest following services that start tomorrow at 2 at the McGoffin County High School. I want to have you stay with me at the latter part of the program. I'll explain to you what right now I have planned for live streaming his funeral, as we've been requested to do tomorrow. I'll give you the directions on how to find that tomorrow when we get towards the latter part of the program, probably right before I close, just to make sure everyone has a chance to hear that. So stay tuned. Your News Today will return in just a moment. Outlaw X Country isn't just about the games, it's about the food, the cravings, the carnival cravings. Perfect for lunch or a fun date. Hot dogs with scratch-made chili, onion petals, nachos, the grilled cheese, and hand-squeezed lemonade. And oh my, the desserts. Deep-fried moon pies, Oreos, my favorite, the PB&J, the pineapple sundae, and look at the funnel cakes. And they even have old-fashioned car hop curb service. Outlaw X Country, Broadway in Paintsville. The Big Sandy Healthcare System family is excited to welcome and introduce to you their newest team member, Dr. Emily McCormick, DMD. From right here in Eastern Kentucky, Dr. McCormick joins Hope Family Dental and is excited to see and serve patients in McGoffin County. Call 349-5126 to schedule an appointment. Pennies, and I mean pennies on the dollar in Paintsville. New items every week at Outlaw Bargain Pallet Store. Household goods, tools, toys, makeup, home decor, and so much more. And they're right by Outlaw Thrift and Consignment, the area's biggest and best consignment, full of new, nearly new, and gently loved kids and adult clothing, name brands, new styles, and most everything in the store is only $2. Shop and save it both on Main Street in Paintsville.
Get ready for an experience like no other. Artrageous is coming to the Mountain Arts Center on Thursday, September 26, 2024. Artrageous isn't just a show, it's a celebration of art, music, and creativity. Born from the ashes of a burnt theater, this troupe of misfit artists, singers, dancers, and musicians has taken the world by storm. Be a part of the experience. Be Artrageous. Get your tickets now.
Someone dies in the U.S. every 7 minutes from an overdose, and over half of the population gets or takes pills from a friend or a relative. And about 46 million and counting are exposed to narcotics in their drinking water. So don't toss them, flush them, or leave them lying around. Safely dispose of your unneeded meds anytime at Parkway Pharmacy,
where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
Green Tree Forest Products wants to buy your timber. Our skilled log procurement team has 4 generations and 70 years of experience buying over 24 million feet of hardwoods every year, which means you'll get the most dollars out of your logs and timber by calling any of our 3 locations in Sagersville, Moorhead, or Wallingford, Kentucky. In the Sagersville and surrounding area, call 495-1198. Green Tree Forest Products.
And we're back at exit 49. I don't know if you can see right over there in that tree. Look here, show these 3 here.
They were live streaming, they being a group they calls themselves the Hatfield McCoy Museum Adventures. They were in the area today of I-75 around exit 49 scouting, as they thought they might be able to assist in the search of the shooter, who's been the subject of a massive and intensive manhunt for 12 days now. And they were live on their YouTube channel when they discovered a number of vultures circling and acting in a manner as though there was something deceased and decaying below. They continued to walk toward the smell and the sight of the birds, and they did. and there is some video that, of course, we will not show, stumbled on what appeared to be a decaying body very near exit 49 in the very thick woods of the Daniel Boone National Forest, or near to. Now, this has not been confirmed, but I do believe it to be accurate. We also do believe that they did discover a body. The Kentucky State Police has formally issued a statement saying that a body has been located in this vicinity of Laurel County, and the detectives are working right now to confirm the identity thereof. And as of airtime, that's the only information that they have released, and all that I have.
Here he is! You found him? Oh, my Lanta. I'm coming.
Now, let me say this real quickly. I have a few things to touch on before we go to your weather forecast. First and foremost, the services for Scotty B. Patrick will be live streamed tomorrow, as requested by a host of people who know him in other parts of the country where he lives, of course, in Dublin, Ohio, and then, of course, in Naples, Florida, business associates, friends, and family, and the like. And so I'm going to be this evening making those arrangements for us to be able to bring you services should anyone wish to see them. Now, his services will start at 2 o'clock tomorrow at the McGoffin County High School Gymnasium. Just a few moments before that, I will be live on both my Facebook page, the Sayersville Independence, and on our YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, Your News Today by Rick Mortimer. Now, to be honest, and I've mentioned this before, YouTube is more stable than Facebook in regards to any time Facebook even hears a glimpse of some sort of copyrighted music, it kicks off the feed. YouTube does so, but it's usually just a little more lenient. Now, if there's any music played tomorrow during the services, I'll probably just maybe mute that, or I'll try to avoid that happening. That's why I'm going to be on both feeds simultaneously. I will be posting that as well on our Facebook page, both for the Sayersville Independent and for here, and for myself on my personal page as well. So we're making that accessible. It's a little bit of a fluid situation, but everything will be up and running tomorrow by the time services for our beloved Scotty B begin at the high school. I got some great video of last night's moon. It was beautiful. I have a wonderful story with Heisman winner Gino Torretta. I didn't mention his name last time. I was kind of holding it out there like a carrot, so to speak. But I gotta spend some hours with a Heisman Trophy winner at the UK game last weekend. He was gracious to sit down and talk. Great interview, great story, great history, great guy. And I'll have that before I leave you for the week's end as well. With that said, here's tonight's 7-day. I topped out at 88 degrees in downtown Sayersville earlier today. It was nice and it was warm. Humidity was just around 51%, dew point around 66. But it felt nice out there. We are at 85 right now at the 6:30 time frame on our way down to about 56. Looks to be the bottom end of things tonight as far as temperatures are concerned. We've seen a beautiful day out there. We have partly cloudy skies out there. We also are calling for a 30% chance of some showers and thunderstorms. So says the National Weather Service. So says the skies, not so much. Pretty blue, pretty nice. And so I think we're out of the woods as far as that is concerned. And then after we are, it is clear summer-like sailing for the next several days. Check this out. Your tomorrow, we'll be back in the 80s again, 83, 52, mostly sunny, mostly clear. 86 on your Friday, 55 for your low, sunny, mostly clear. First half of your weekend looks to be nice and warm again, with 87 right now for daytime highs expected, 56 for nighttime lows. Keep in mind, I did top out at 88 degrees, and I throw this in there every now and then. My, of course, equipment and everything that goes along with our weather station here is out in front of the building and essentially on the streets of Sayersville. There's a little extra heat, I think, generated from the pavement, of course, from the buildings themselves, and it's going to be just a bit warmer out here when the sun's out, at least, than it is elsewhere. So that's kind of why I clocked 88 today, but also at home, I was very near to that as well. So we're going to see the 80s run right on through Friday, Saturday, and then look at your Sunday. Another warm one like today, maybe even a bit warmer, 88, 57, your high, your low, sunny, mostly cloudy. And then that's our next chance of some showers thereafter. And you'll see this system, again, takes temperatures in the other way. Then that will be the first few days of fall you're staring at, and it will be trending more towards fall-like weather, with 85 mostly sunny and a 20% chance of showers only on your Monday. By Tuesday, temperature still on the descent and a better shot of showers and maybe thunderstorms. For Tuesday, 81 and 60, but still mostly sunny. Wednesday, 78, 58, partly sunny, and a 40% chance of some showers and thunderstorms as we see the changes making their way in. Now, one last thing before I leave. The programming for tomorrow is a bit uncertain at this time. With going live for Scotty's services, there is a decent chance that I will not be able to get back, make the connections, and have a program at my regular scheduled time. So tomorrow there will either be a message saying, I will see you here on Friday for more of Your News Today, or I will be here tomorrow. And that is just still an unknown. It's just going to be dependent on what the time frame is tomorrow, how long his services are, and then, of course, how long we stay and visit with friends of Scotty B. So I will see you tomorrow, I will have a message for you tomorrow and see you on Friday. For now, thank you for watching.